hoping to review more racing games. I decided to start off with this one because this is the one I've been playing recently, among others, but I've been playing this one a decent amount. So The Crew 2 is a second game, you know, the successor to The Crew 1, made by Ivory Tower. It's an open world driving game. You know, its biggest competitor I would say is Forza Horizon, which is a very good game. Difference being The Crew 2 has a much bigger map. It does have, The Crew 2 specifically has a more variety of vehicles, and I'll explain why. And The Crew 2 has sort of a RPG type system to it. It also has a more stylized look compared to The Crew 1 now, which you might like, you might not like. The Crew 1 is more kind of like underground type thing, whereas this is more... It's more made for like a TV aesthetic type thing, a stylized TV aesthetic. So anyways, Crew 2. Just I have a nice Z28 here. You can customize cars, you know, rear bumpers, spoilers, side skirts, the hood, exhaust, rims, calipers, mirrors, paint jobs and stuff. But the good thing is, well, actually, I should say you can only do that for street car. Actually, so before I get into all that, the game looks nice, as you can see, and this is when you come out to your map. The way they do the map system is very nice. The way you go around, you can actually just literally zoom in and out in the map and go around, and you see everything in real time. You see the cars moving and stuff. Then you see things like that, like the water going on the road at the top left. So that's all well and good. But the game looks nice. The game does look better than The Crew 1. It does now. Even after The Crew 1's graphic change. Oh, and this is on a PS4 Pro. Even after The Crew 1's graphic change, I still think this game does look better. The water, the textures, the cars themselves. The game does look better. The lighting system. But one thing is, and this is kind of weird, I remember playing in the beta when the game first came out, when it turned to night, it was actually night. Like it became night. I believe now if you go into the photo mode and you turn it to night, it is kind of still night, but it's not the night that was in before, and I don't know why they changed it and took it out or whatever. So it may look like night there for a second, but this is night, which is, I don't know, if I go clear, like this is nighttime. According to this is like, a little bit past midnight. Nighttime is still hilariously bright. Right? So, the game still looks really nice. Like, it really is a good looking game for the size of the game. And as you can see, it has its own photo mode and stuff, and it's always recording up to, I think, 5 minutes. So you can go back, if you do a race, you can go back 2 minutes into the race and take a photo if you want and shit. Or if you're just driving with people randomly. So the map. It's a racing game. How much track do you have to drive on? If you zoom out, you have a hell of a lot of road to drive on. Like a lot. Depending on the car you're driving and stuff, it'll take you like an hour, maybe 2 hours to cross the whole map. If you're doing a hypercar, you can do it in like half an hour, 45 minutes. If you're doing it in a streetcar or some shit, it'll take you longer. It's like with a raid car and shit. So it's one thing, you have a ton of track, ton of road to just drive on consistently. It feels fresh. There's always something new, different turns. It just, you're not driving along the same road all the time. You get to know some places, you find some favorite spots, whatever. But You're generally always finding new things. And so the thing about this game is, well, the thing about The Crew 2 is they brought in planes and boats. And you have a quick change system now, so if you click in the right stick, you can see my plane on the top, boat on the left, car on the right, and you can just quick change into any of them. So if I want to switch to my plane, I switch to my favorite plane. I don't know. So it's nice, and you can switch while you're flying. Right. And so see, the game always looks good. It's a good looking game. So I really stepped up the graphics with the way the water, the water's coming out of the back of the boat and stuff. The trails you leave, the lighting, fog. And it is a good looking game. It's a great looking game. I love the weather, and the fact that they updated the weather to happen more frequently is nice. Maybe a bit too frequently, but it's a nice change from just, you drive for like half an hour, and it's still like a clear day. The sun's just moved a bit. So that's all nice. And yeah, you can switch to anything at any time. If I switch to a car, I'll just drop in the world and it'll just respawn me. If I want to switch to a plane and start flying again, I can. And the great thing is, every vehicle has a cockpit cam, which I am so thankful for. I am extremely thankful for. So this is nice. I can't fly planes though. As you can see. Oh jeez. My analog stick makes it fucked up. Oh, anyways. You'll see there's always like little challenges you can do, and as you can see, you just recorded it. Yeah, it's easier to fly in third person. But so it's a good looking game. And you have planes, and you have boats, you have cars. So that kind of separates it from pretty much any other, any other of these racing, open world driving games. I see him in my car going really fast. Oh shit. So I see cars have cockpit cruiser. I see I'm in a rally car. So you've seen the graphics and you've seen the map. I can't show you I can't drive through the whole map because the map's fucking huge and that'll take forever. As you can see at the bottom, I'm getting these points. In this game they're called followers because the whole TV thing, you're trying to get followers to make yourself more popular. And as you level up, you unlock cars and gain more levels to access races and get higher. It's just a level up system basically. It's your XP bar. Oh, that's why. Hold on. One thing I will say, I like the aesthetic of the Crew 1 more. The whole... Oh, maybe I should... So, the Crew 1, it was more of an underground kind of aesthetic. Which I kind of liked a bit more, because the Crew 1 also had cops and whatnot. This is more of like a legitimized type thing, where it's kind of like they're always being recorded and everything you do is for TV and stuff, to get more popular. And that plays into the story and everything. So this isn't a successor to the Crew 1 in terms of story, just just game-wise. As you can see, there's another player right there. That's the other thing about this game. It's a an online MMO-ish type world. They put in a chat system here. They just patched this thing. Or if I see someone, I can do a little quick chat thing. Say if I want to play together or something, we start driving around or make a party. The cool one, you had parties as well. And you have factions and everything, and you can send like your people on your friends list who play the game on missions. They're just like a small little meta game type thing to get money and stuff. They took that out. I don't know why they took that out. So that kind of sucks, but you don't have to go through a garage to change cars and stuff. If I press start, you can see my analog stick shitting itself. You can switch to any car you have at any time. As you can see already, even from right here, you have a variety. I have a rally car, a dirt bike, a truck, a buggy, a nomad, a monster truck, a destruction derby car, Viper, P1, F1, a drag race challenger, a drift RX-7, and these cars will all handle differently and play differently and whatnot. Play differently, handle differently. You know, have different speeds and stuff. The hypercars will be the fastest, but you know, will obviously be complete trash off road. The Nomad won't be the highest and top speed or handling, but can go on anything, and you know, it doesn't give a shit. The monster truck's a fucking monster truck. I haven't driven the destruction derby car like in free roam actually. That's pretty cool. I wish some cars the steering wheel isn't that much animated. I don't know why. So it's a weird little nitpick, but like in this car, like you know, the steering wheel he turns it. But on some other cars, because is it like the Viper? I can't remember what car I was driving, but it just doesn't turn. Maybe it wasn't the Viper. It wasn't. But as you can see, every car has its own interior, you know, working speedometer and stuff. And it looks pretty decent. It's not the best looking interior, but it still looks nice. And it's you know, pretty accurate to what the you know, the car actually is. I can't remember what it was, but I gotta give props to this game because I love this game. I don't know if it's in Forza Horizon, but the fact that you can get an F1 car and drive it around the streets, open road, you know, in the rain or snow and shit. Oh, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, to me, this is one of the reasons I wanted to get this game. It's just like, you know, just drive around on endless road with an F1 car. The car's handled pretty nice. The one thing is, this game has an RPG system, so we're kind of. I like the RPG system, but it's done in like this. You have this whole, I don't know, weird card system type thing. So I have gold, a gold gearbox, and if I go into fix, so you can see they have perks on them. Golds have 3, purples have 2, blues have 1, greens have nothing. Rich, increase the money I get. Increase my loot drop chance, multiply loot earned by 2. So, and I'm pretty sure like these have increased scoring and skills, drag bump. So they do have like actual gameplay elements in them that affect, you know, your speed or your handling or whatever. Still not useless. Increased nitro refill. In the crew one, there are ones that where you got like a handling bonus, a speed bonus, acceleration bonus, NOS bonus. So I don't know if, jeez, man. I don't know if I have one that has any like handling bonus or anything. What is that? Nitro. Followers. Drag bomb. So maybe they took out the handling bonuses and everything. Sensor, gold finder. Maybe they did, I'm not sure. Those might still be in there. I don't know. But this is the loot system. You know, you complete a race, you get 2-3 pieces of loot for whatever vehicle class you're driving. As you can see at the top right, where it says perf level 290 out of 320. The left of that has a little square TC. What the hell? Oh, okay, Windows Defender. I mean, it's touring car. So that's the class, touring car. This Maserati is touring car. The Vulcan's touring car. This Benz is touring car. The F1 is Alpha Grand Prix. Jet Sprint. Powerboat. Hovercraft. Oh, what do they call this in the game again? Aerobatics. They call this aerobatics, which is just doing tricks with the planes. As you see to the left, there's someone spamming the chat. Might be at me, I don't know. So aerobatics is, yeah, you know, you get in a plane and, you know, fly close to the ground, fly upside down, do barrel rolls, flips. I mean, not flips, loops. Flying straight up, flying straight down, just shit like that. And then you have the air race, which is a plane that you use actually for just racing through gates. And you have this, which is nothing. It's just like a trophy for beating all the races and stuff. You get a random helicopter to fly. There's no events that use the helicopter, I'm pretty sure. Well, then you also have the Destruction Derby, which they just added in not too long ago as free, which is cool. It's nice. It's fun little addition. And it actually has good damage in that too. I'm surprised the damage in this isn't used for the, you know, the rest of the cars, but I assume maybe because they're licensed cars they can't use damage like that. I don't know. But the Destruction Derby mode is actually pretty decent. And then you have monster trucks, as I showed you, rally cars, motocross, rally raid cars, which is, you know, just the vehicles that drive on anything, you know, lifted trucks, buggies, shit like that. The buggies rally raid, the Nomads rally raid, hypercars, drag cars, drift cars, and street race cars, which also include bikes, and I think 1 or 2 trucks. And yeah, you can pick any car, you know, start driving it around. The interiors are different. And so the thing about the RPG system is when you first get this game, and this is what might put you off at first, when you first get the game and you get your first car, which will probably be like the Audi or some shit, now your car's gonna handle like crap. It's gonna not only handle like crap, it'll just feel bad. It'll just feel really bad. And you can't really do anything about that except play the game and level up your car and do the races, and then, you know, buy a better car and start leveling that up and stuff. But even, you know, this is a cheap car you can get early on in the game, and I got it early on in the game because I just love the fucking Fairlady. But I've gotten high parts in this car. Jeez. As you can see at the top, the perf level for street race cars goes up to 280. I'm at 262. And it you know, it handles really nice. It drives nice. It handles really nice. Now I love it now. It's one of my favorite cars now. And also, if I want to move like this 279 gearbox to the Z28, I can. I just unequip it from that, then equip it in this one. So like this 265 gearbox. If I want to slap that into the BMW, you know, it's here. So I just put it in if I want. Which is, you know, a very nice quality of life thing. And they just added in so you can you can scrap them, and it gives you a bit of currency, which you then use to re-roll the perks on them if you want. When you get, you know, your gold pieces or whatever. I haven't delved into that yet. But, you know, it's just an added RPG type thing to your cars and to kind of unify your cars. The Crew 1 had it, so... Actually, I'll explain that in a second. Because, so you see the world, you see the graphics. I've explained how the RPG system and how that works. So when you come to the map here, actually I'll do this here too as well. There's a decent amount of events. They've added in more events with the Destruction Derby and the Hovercraft events. I'm sure they'll add more as well. And they put in the Summit now. So, and the Summit is like a persistent challenge thing every week or month. Where do you check that? Do you check that at the base or at the HQs? I don't know. But as you can see, yeah, a decent amount of events. There's a lot to do. The only thing is, if like, you know, I love rally. There's not much rally races, but there's a decent amount of everything. The most the game has is streetcar races, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But you know, there's not much rally races. There's not much motocross races. There's a decent amount of power boating. Not much air races. Like, because they have in boats and planes now, and you know, 2 different classes of boats, 2 different classes of planes, and the hovercraft. You know, they got to dedicate events to those. Whereas if they didn't have those, all these events could just be cars, could just be car events. Which, you know, is a plus and a negative. If you just love the cars and you don't give a shit about the planes or the boats, that's a negative. But if you like the planes and the boats, then, you know, it's a positive. You have more variety. I could see why they added the planes and the boats for the added variety. They're nice, they're cool, but like I don't think they're really that necessary. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them. Just, you know, in terms of just racing boats and planes, they're just not my thing. Boats are okay, but like, fuck, I don't know. I just prefer the cars. Sorry for the construction if you can hear that. So let's go home, because I'll show you the customization next. But yeah, decent amount of events, decent amount to do, cars to buy, you know, shit to do. I gotta travel to the 4 HQs to show you the whole selection of the vehicles and stuff. But you get at home, you know, a base where you can show off your vehicles. There's boat, car, plane. If you go in here to my garage, yeah, that's load. So, you know, you can kind of show off your cars and stuff. You can't, like, other players can't come here, I don't think. I have no other friends that play this game, so I don't know. Well, yet. But, yeah, I don't know if other players can just come in here and walk, you know, walk through their house with you, because everyone's house is at the same place. It's not like you can choose where your house is on the map. So I don't know if players can just come in and chill in your house and, you know, check out your garage and stuff. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they can't, which sucks. So I don't know what's, like, I understand the point of this, but whatever. But it's cool. It's a nice addition. You have another level that shows off planes and another level that shows off your boats, like a little dock and a hangar area. So when you come in here and you want to customize your car, you got to bring your car here. So if I want to customize Z28, it's here. I press square, customize, and this lets you go into the actual customization. You know, change the hood and stuff. So they have a decent amount of customization with pretty much all the cars. I'm so glad they added in fenders. Oh my god. Who wants a little stock ass fender? Fuck that. Wide body all day. Anyways, you know, a lot of rims and shit. Customization is nice. Customization in this game is real good. I really like the customization. I never bought a side mirror. Interesting. Anyways. So, customization is great. I really like customization in this game. You can customize everything, but some things you can't customize to the extent of others. Like I can't turn this F1 car into, you know, some other type of thing. Like it's locked. There's no visual parts for this. Yeah. Yeah, the Nomad I can't customize. I have to customize the rims. And then, yeah, the paint obviously. The monster truck, you can customize an actual, you know, pretty decent amount. The hood, bumper, side mirrors, the skirts. Well, not that much. That's not much of a difference, but still. You know, the whole back. So, you know, that's pretty cool. The rally car I have upstairs that I was driving, I can't customize that. But another thing this game has, and this is a drift spec car, you can customize these. Right? Is liveries. It's like most, I guess not most racing games now, but, you know, a decent amount. Like Gran Turismo and shit. You can view other people's liveries and just, you know, buy it and apply it to your car. User created liveries, but it's cool. This is great. You know, it makes everyone's car look unique. Here's the Fast and Furious RX-7 and shit. You know, this is awesome. Great addition to the game. One thing I don't like about this whole, you know, base thing is in the Crew 1, you would go to your engine. You'd go to your base, go to your garage, and you just have one car in front of you, and you switch out the car for, you know, whatever it is. But when you went to customize a car and you went into the engine and everything, the car would like kind of explode. Not like explode, but it would come out to an exploded view of all the parts and everything, and it would zoom into like the intercooler and stuff if you're changing that part out, or the brakes, or, you know, the camera would move around the exploded view of the car. It was really cool. It was such an awesome, like, they could have expanded on that even more to make this game an even more, like, you know, kind of car mechanic heavy game, where you're really seeing all the parts and where they go and stuff. You know, it'd be really educational. It'd be really cool to see like where all these parts go on all these different cars and stuff. But that would require a lot more animation and research and stuff, I guess. But yeah, so customization is cool. Same thing with the planes and the boats. You don't have parts to customize them with, but you can change the paint jobs and stuff. Download other people's liveries. Make your own livery. It's all in game. I guess I should show you the livery editor. It's pretty good. I like it. That's for the rally car. That's for something, I don't know what. You know, just like, I don't know how Forza Horizons is now, but in the old Forza Motorsports, or all the ones I played, you know, livery editor, it's just like this. You know, you have shapes and shit, a bunch of layers, and you do what you can. And as you can see from the liveries I showed you from the online store, or whatever you want to call it, this place. You can do a lot of creative shit. Yeah, like yeah, people do creative ass things, man. So awesome, awesome. So Livery Editor, wicked. The summit, I guess you don't view the summit from here. You have to go to an HQ, and I guess I'll explain that here as well. There's 4 HQs. The Pro Racing HQ doesn't tell you which one it has. Powerboat, Touring Car, Alpha Grand Prix, and Air Race. Off-road, which is rally cars, motocross, hovercraft. She's just getting louder and louder, isn't it? Freestyle, which is aerobatics, jet sprint, monster truck, demolition derby. And street racing, which is street racing, drift, drag, hypercar. So I'll go to the... Oh, and off-road also has destruction derby. I can't remember if it said that or not. But that's where they put that in. Destruction derby and hovercraft. So when you come here, this is how you pick your cards. So these are all the different specs: street, drift, drag, hyper. And they're adding in cards as well. There's a big selection of cars. You know, just in street race alone, there's a big selection. There's a lot. You know, kind of something for everyone. Even bikes. You have a few trucks. And the fact that, you know, this uses an RPG system, kind of every vehicle is its own thing, but can also be very viable and, you know, still be a good vehicle to, you know, complete races with, complete online with. They just put in multiplayer as well. Don't know why they just put that in, but, you know, there we are. So, a lot of vehicles. A lot of different types of vehicles and stuff. I was gonna show... I don't know where it is. So this says Season Pass, but I can still go and buy this with regular money without owning the Season Pass, which I am very thankful for. There's only 1 or 2 cars that are exclusive to the Season Pass, I believe. One of them is a Porsche. Don't know what the other one is. And they have sales for bundles, so like this isn't a bundle. If I want to view the bundle, I think this will take me to the vanity store thing. Yeah, it'll take me to you. No, I thought it froze. So these are the bundles that, you know, just change. Road and Sea bundle, 1 day left. It's a sale. You get the Vector and you get the Jaguar. You know, so there's something else to just check out if it has a bundle with all the vehicles you want. This is nice. You get all 3 motorcycles. Well, not all 3 motorcycles, but you get 3 motorcycles. I'd only want the fucking Gixxer. 917,000 or 131,000 crew credits. Crew credits is what you can buy with real money. The 917,000 is bucks, is just your in-game money currency. You also earn crew credits through challenges and stuff you get daily or weekly. Daily and weekly, I believe. So that's cool. You can accumulate a good amount and get one of these someday or something. So that's nice. Wait, aren't you... Oh yeah, they just added this into the added vanity items, so colored smoke, you know, cool tires and stuff, which I'm, you know, it's cool. Rocket League has sick tires and rims and shit. I'm glad they're, you know, taking a page from that and putting in cool, you know, cool shit. Like, those are cool. Those cost 40,000 crew credits. I'm not gonna get those for a long ass time. So that's nice. Oh, look at that, it's snowing now. So the weather system putting in work. Man, I hope that's not too loud. Fuck. That's probably gonna be really loud. Shit. Anyways. So, a lot of car classes. A lot of varieties, so you can see another player here. A lot of classes. The weather's cool. The graphics are nice. The map is big. The customization is nice. You also have... Oh, the summit. Where is the summit? You also have the summit, which is what they just patched in as well. I finished the last one in bronze. Yeah, so I got followers, which is nice. That's fine. So you can see they have a new event going, 22nd to 29th of May. 5 days left. I see rewards: bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Gold you get the bike, platinum you get the tire, silver you get the smoke. And you use certain vehicles to compete in the summit. It was great. This was in the first game, and well, in DLC for the first game, Wild Run. This expanded upon it. Well, I wouldn't say expanded upon it. It's pretty much the same. It's nice. It's probably kind of hard to get into platinum on PS4 and stuff, from what I've heard. But it's nice. It's something to compete in, something to earn, a reason to come back to the game. You know, every week or you know, every month, however you play. It's nice. So cool for that. This wasn't in the game when it first launched. Same with the hovercrafts. There was one hovercraft, but there were no events for them. And same with the demolition derby. None of these things were in, and they just released a major update, which, you know, changed the weather system and how frequent it is on a bunch of handling on the cars and all this other shit. So cool. Overall, so far, good game. I wish there were a bit more car events, you know, for the hypercars, for the rally cars and stuff, but still a decent amount. It lost the faction system, which sucks. And they also... So this game only has races. And it has the trick thing with the bikes. I mean, the planes. But, for and foremost, it's just races. In the crew one, you had missions where it was like, you know, deliver this car from A to B with minimal damage. And if you take too much damage, you fail. Or get to this place in a certain amount of time using fucking any route you can, or, you know, or whatever. You just had different missions to do, and just always racing. And you can see two players that are driving their bikes. And you see my car's getting covered in snow a bit because I'm driving in the snow. So, there's none of that in the crew team, which makes me pretty sad. It honestly makes me pretty sad that none of those types of missions are in the crew team. And, you know, me and my friends would do some of those missions. They were fun. They were actually really fun. But fine. Oh, but fine. They're not in here. Fine. I wish they added them in. They should have, you know, races. I mean, not races, just like events like that. They're sorely missed, at least to me. There was also the free drive races where you could just literally put your own checkpoints, you know, across the map and make it a race. I can't remember if they had AI in it. I don't think they had AI in it, but you know, if you had other people in your group, you could just make a race and do the race. That was awesome. Don't know why that's not in the game. They just added back in the GPS ribbon. I don't know why that was ever taken out of the game. The headlights still don't work. Like, they're useless at night. I guess that's why they changed night to be like afternoon, evening-ish. But it's not night anymore, which I remember the night. The night was really good. The night looked really nice. But they took that out. The headlights don't work. The mirrors don't work, which I understand. It's a big-ass game. I understand why the mirrors wouldn't work. That's whatever. That's fine with me. I kind of wish if the mirrors didn't work, I would kind of wish I could just remove the mirrors. I understand people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Cars need the mirrors. So again, I know cars need the mirrors, but I don't need the mirrors in the game because they barely work. So who gives a shit? And even when like you're driving at night and enemy cars, rival cars are behind you, like you're in a race and a guy pulls up behind you, and you won't see his headlights in the rearview mirror. So there's really no point to them. So I wouldn't mind an option where I could just, you know, kind of remove the rearview mirror and side mirrors to just, you know, get better performance or something. I really wouldn't mind that. But yeah, the headlights don't work at night. They're fucking useless. Like there have been some races where I've literally had to just change to third person because I just couldn't see. And also, it's kind of weird. Sometimes during the day, you know, game looks fine like this, but then I cut the camera view and it'll get really bright for some reason. I don't know why. It's only at certain points, or maybe it was certain races. I don't know, but it was weird. It was really weird. But even from, you know, third person here to first person, you see a bit of a change, right? Like you see a bit of a change. Oh, maybe not there now. So I guess it depends on the lighting. But anyways, you see a random ramp in the middle of the road. And you have challenges and stuff to do, you know, little skills to beat, just like from the crew one, like you know, escape from this point, drive through these gates. Basic challenges. Which is cool. That's fine. They don't give you loot from the few I've done, which is why I haven't done them, so I don't know, that's kind of weird. What's the point of it? I don't know. I don't know why they don't give loot. They should give loot. At least one piece of loot. But and this game has NOS. Every car has NOS, and the NOS refills as you know, drive around. You can get perks that refill your NOS faster and more depending on what you do. You may like that, you may not like that, but this is more of an arcade racing game. Not, you know, mixed between arcade and simulation, but more arcade. I kind of wish they had an online mode where you didn't have NOS, like no one had NOS. If you fuck up during the race, it was too bad. You know, you use your NOS sparingly and well. Because, you know, when you drive online or any race, it just becomes you pretty much always having to use NOS to stay ahead of someone else or catch up with them or something, because they're always using NOS. So, you know, everyone just always has to be using NOS. Which is fine, I guess, but I don't know, I guess I just like the more simulation type way. Which this game isn't really going for that much. Which, you know, me being able to switch to playing like on demand. So fine, whatever. So, graphics are, you know, are pretty good. They're not the most amazing graphics in the world like Drive Club, but it's still really good, especially for the size of the game. And the fact that they have weather and everything, I'm very happy with that. The size of the map is unparalleled. I don't know what other racing game has a map this big. Like, I really don't. Customization is good. You have a decent amount of customization, you know, you can make your car your own, especially with the livery editor. You can find other players driving around the map, which is cool. You can't really do much with them though. Like, yeah, you can drive around with them, whatever, but you can't really do that much. Until they added at least like the free drive mechanic and everything, the free drive race system. But which this game needs, like, this game really needs. And it needs to be curated, like, you need to have like a top 10 user-created races that people can just race on. That, you know, cycles every week. That people can just, you know, matchmake into and race on. it would be awesome. It would keep the game so fresh. Or even just PvE, even just like, you know, just let me race on those tracks with AI. And also, this game has a lot of events, but then it has like 5 main events, which are this whole live extreme series where you drive multiple classes in one race. So you know, you're driving a streetcar, then you switch to a boat, then you switch to a plane or something. It's awesome, it's cool. I wish they did a lot more with that, and like when they do implement the free drive system, I hope they do. I hope they do it in a way where you could like go through a checkpoint and then, like, you know, like the old Hot Wheels games or Mario Kart games and shit. You know, you go through a checkpoint and you switch to your plane or whatever, and it's a user-created race. Or you switch to the boat, or even excluding those, just let me switch between cars. Or not let me switch between them, but have the race force me to switch between from, you know, the first half of the race is in a streetcar, the second half, the first half is in a street race car, the third quarter is in a rally car, and the last quarter is in a monster truck. You know, something like that. That'd make the game feel really fresh and new, and you know, keep it varied and replayable. And give people the ability to, you know, use the whole map, because a lot of this map is going unused. The only way it gets used is if you're just driving around, and you can drive around and find loot, like loot caches around the map. You know, you find one, and the radar at the bottom right will start blinking, and you'll start hearing the sound. And the closer you get to it, you know, the faster it beeps. So, yeah, that's cool. Just heard it. And it'll beep when you go in the right direction. Let's see if I can find it. So, like right now, my rally rig car would do a lot better than this. And I don't have the sound high right now, so I can't really hear it. Probably. Really up there? Yep, it's up there. Oh, there it is. So you see the crate, pink crate. So here's crate, you know, find it in the open world. Hold X. Open the live reward, see what we get. Tires, and I got a rear bumper. So I don't have to buy whatever rear bumper they just gave me. But so that's one way of getting loot in this game. Good tires, you know, they're purples. That's one way of getting loot. The other way of getting loot is by doing events. And you have a passive skill tree that you get points and you level up. Actually, you don't have to go to the base for that. That's just in the map. I mean the menu. So apart from the vehicle menu, you have a catalog. You know, your party screen. Wow, that's. Look at my character not being loaded. Look at that. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Just a floating head. It's a floating bust. Huh. Anyways, so your timeline is one thing you earn. I'm saving these to get these for when my car's maxed out, so I just have a bunch of purples for at least one class. When I get to Icon 100, I get the Z01. So you unlock things for leveling up. Oh, that didn't fix it. Look at that. So this is the skill tree. I'm trying to get more followers so I can just level up faster, so I can get more points to, you know, eventually put them in everything. So, and these are things you will eventually have to get into to, you know, be viable in PvP and shit, because some of these things are like increased slipstream power by a certain amount of percentage, like vehicle void tolerance, how increase speed while ahead of a vehicle, like while you're ahead you increase speed, like that's what I mean. There's things that you just gotta level up, like you just gotta level up. I guess my dude's just gonna stay like that. Let's see if it gets fixed now. Nope, he's just like that. Don't know why, but that's just how he's chilling. This is your news screen. You know, see what's new, what's happening. But it's cool, that's nice. God, analog stick. So that's the game. They have some decent options with the HUD. You know, changing, you know, removing things from the HUD and stuff. Sounds are okay. Some cars kind of don't sound like they should. It's kind of weird. Mess with the settings, the steering settings, because in the crew one you have to mess with the settings just to make the cars feel really good. And also when you come in here and you mess with a certain car class, if you go to performance and you click pro settings, mess with these settings as well. The specific settings, if you know what you're doing, sure. But these, mess with these a bit. Traction control, whatever, because I feel like these work a bit different in this game than they do in, you know, other games. Really mess with these to figure out what you like the most with each class. So like whatever I set for this, for the Fair Lady, in that first part, if optimize all street race vehicles, that'll apply for all street race, you know, and my Z28, whatever. The specific one is car specific, but mess with the you know, the overall settings of each of the global settings of each vehicle class, because that will improve the car's handling greatly. And also, don't be deterred by when you get a shitty ass, I mean not a shitty ass car, but you get a car and it has no parts, nothing. It's gonna handle like crap, it'll feel like crap, but the handling does get better. As you go on to the game, as you get better parts, the handling for the cars and stuff does get a lot better. It really does. When I bought that Z28, I drove it stock just to see how it was, because I had a bunch of spare parts I could equip on it in like the 270s, and it handled like garbage. Then I put on the parts, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, this car actually handles now. It can turn, it has acceleration, like it really does make a difference. And I've even noticed that in this Fair Lady alone, like it's a big difference. It's a big difference. So when you first try this game, don't, just like any RPG, you gotta put a bit more time into it. You can't just play one race. Or if you're trying it at a buddy's house, make sure you're playing in a car, you're trying a car that's, you know, has some parts in it. Because you really need it. You really need it. Yeah, graphics good. Sound is alright. The world is kind of empty in terms of, like, yeah, there's a lot of road, but there's not much happening in the world. You can't do much with players. And the way it's instanced, like, you'll be driving with a dude and then he'll just fucking disappear because of the way the instancing works. Like, sometimes it'll instance me with someone and it'll say they're like 36 miles away. I'm like, wow, why? Okay, whatever. Great looking game. Sound is alright. The online portion of it is decent. Like, you see people and everything, it's cool. but you can't do much with them. You can only do the PvP racing, which, you know, you have to matchmake for, which puts you in with just a bunch of random people, not the same people, you know, you're seeing, like, right in front of you. And that has some different racing, too, with what you can hold on and what you can actually do and stuff. Oh, okay, I didn't make the jump. So the online's decent, nothing too special, but it's there, and you get loot and money from it, which is good. You know, it's always useful. But honestly, because it's also missing some things from the Crew 1. The exploded view in the garage room, the quick menu system, and the Crew 1 you could just click right on D-pad or down on D-pad or something, and it'll bring up this little phone on the right, and you can just scroll through all your cars. Whereas this now, it just brings up this, where I can just turn on the radio, go into photo mode or live replay. I don't know why that's not here, where I can just scroll through all my cars and stuff instead of pressing start, loading how every car looks, and then having to select it and coming back out of that. You know, every time you press start, you gotta go through this whole animation thing, right? The car being loaded and whatnot. So it's, I don't know why that's not back. And see, it's nighttime, but people who play this game before they, you know, changed nighttime know that nighttime in this game is actually sick. It was actually really well done. I don't know why they changed it. I really don't. And like my headlights are on right now. As you can see, my headlights are on. But when I go into cockpit view, I don't see shit. Like, they make no difference. Look at how close I gotta get to that wall just for the lights to start hitting it. Right, so when they had proper nighttime, the lights did nothing. They did not help. They reached like 3 feet in front of you. It's like all of a sudden the render distance just like shat itself. So I guess that's why they changed nighttime, but nighttime before was better. But anyways, lots of variety in the racing, lots of track, lots of car, decent amount of vehicles. I wouldn't say decent amount, a good amount of vehicles. It has boats, it has planes on top of that. You know, you can see other people driving. There's a decent amount of events. There's a decent amount of events. Decent amount of cars. Decent amount of vehicles. Customization's good. Delivery system is great. The RPG system is good. Could be better, but it's alright. You know, it's good for what it is. It takes a decent amount of time to level up, though. Like, I've been playing this game for a decent amount and I still haven't maxed out the, you know, one level of my cars. So, it takes a decent amount of time. You can power through it, but it takes a decent amount. But as you can see here, you know, I can just, you know, start driving around random people, which is cool. But it'd be a lot cooler if you could just, like, you know, want to race. And we're like, okay. And we just set up a race. But, I don't know, they don't. I mean, it's not in the game yet, so, I don't know. But overall, I guess I give this game like a... I give like a 7.5. The graphics aren't too amazing. The sound isn't too amazing. The world isn't too amazing. There isn't a huge variety in the online. They could have done more with the events, with it, like, you know, you quick changing cars and whatever. There's a couple steps down in terms of the menu system and how quickly you can switch cars, and the whole stylized view of the menu system. The base is okay. The base is fine, but I don't know. I didn't really need a base, especially if people can't come into the base with me. Then what's the point? To show off my cars and deliveries and everything. You know, what's the point if I can't bring anyone in there? I just gotta, you know, take a picture or switch to the car and show them. So I don't know. That's weird. There's no cops because it's all legitimized now. The whole follower thing. I don't know. I don't know why I just didn't call it driving experience or some shit. I don't know what else to say. The cars feel different, you know, depending on what car you're driving and whatnot. Still really think the lighting should have been done better. I mean, not the lighting, the headlights. Like they should work at least. The nighttime should come back. They should bring back the quick nav, quick menu system. Free drive racing isn't here, or isn't back. The mirrors don't work or anything, which I get, I understand, so I can't knock it for that. Lighting system's good, day and night cycle is cool. A lot of cars, a lot of events. Wish there were more actual car events though. But decent amount. They also have difficulties. Normal, medium, normal, hard, and then challenging, or something like that, or ace or something. So that's fine. That's all well and good. In the crew one, you could also drive around the world and find parts of a car to, you know, build a special car that you couldn't get any other way. They took that out and just replaced it with the loot boxes, which, whatever, fine, I guess. Should have let me find the cars again. Also, in the crew one, the map would have this, like, also, the map in the crew one was better, just in general. Because it's the same map, but they took out a lot of... Like, even while you're driving around, you would come across, you know, special monuments or whatever across the whole state, or like the whole map or whatever, and you learn a bit about, you know, where you're driving and the area you're in and everything. They took all that out, from what I understand, pretty much. I've never come across one of those, or maybe it's the photo ops now, but the photo ops don't, like, you have to go into photo mode, load photo mode, figure out what the hell you're supposed to be looking at, then take a picture of it, and it doesn't even, like, tell you anything really. You just fucking take a picture of the building. I don't know why they took that out. That was a cool thing in the game. The map in the crew one was also like, it was like an actual Google Maps map. Like, it was green and you saw where the grass was and like where the desert was and all this shit. And the snowy mountains and shit. Like, it wasn't just this white layered map. It looked like... Jeez. Like, it looked like this. Like without the clouds, like how this would look. But, you know, zoomed out fully. Just like Google Earth or Google Maps. I like that a lot more. And also, it had this, like, it just kind of had an effect on the map where anywhere you haven't been to, like driven personally, it would kind of be glitched out, sort of. So there was a sense of discovery to, or a sense of progression to filling out the whole map. Driving around the whole map and you know, filling it out and discovering the whole thing. You know, clearing that out. Kind of like a fog of war type thing. They took that out, and they also took out the ability to fast travel wherever you want. Like in the crew one, I could just, hey, if I want to start driving here, I could just click here and fast travel there. Now they only let you set a waypoint there. I don't know why. I guess to stop people from just fast traveling wherever they want instead of driving there. But like, people who want to drive there will drive there. And if I want to go to somewhere I've already been, you know, because I like driving along this strip of road from here or something, I can't do that. I gotta like, I guess I gotta fast travel to this. Yeah, I gotta fast travel to this, then drive down there, and then, you know, start my thing. But it doesn't matter anyways, because they don't have the free drive racing system, so that kind of sucks. So yeah, there's things that are good about it, but there's also a lot of steps back, which I'm not a fan of. This first game had cutscenes and shit. Cutscenes in this game are like not even really cutscenes, and the dialogue's bad, and it's not bad, but like, it's not great. The story is just like so dumb. Like, I think the story of the first game was better than this, and the story in the first game was not great. Man, this is a game where you just come in and you just drive around, you just fuck around, and that's the best part of this game, apparently. There's events and stuff for you to do as well, and, you know, to occupy yourself and do things, but the best thing about this game is just driving around. Driving around, you know, the whole map with your car, occasionally finding loot, and, you know, doing your thing. Yeah, the PvP racing is there, but it's not that special. It's fine, it is what it is, but it's not that fine. Especially with the whole, you know, using NOS all the time. That's what puts me off in PvP a little bit, is the using NOS all the time. Having to use NOS all the time. But I like the driving. I love the selection of cars. I never get tired of driving, because, like, you know, there's always new track to drive on. I like it. It always feels new and fresh, because you drive on so much track that, you know, it doesn't stay in your mind really on what you just drove on. There's a variety in the types of cars you can drive. You know, if it's a rally car, if it's a motorcycle, if it's a dirt bike, if it's a monster truck, hovercraft, plane, boat, drag car, drift car, you know, whatever. They all handle differently, they all play differently. So that's nice. The weather's nice, the graphics are nice. They are still updating the game, they're adding races to it. The live summit is a reason to come back and, you know, get rewards. So they do incentivize you to come back. There's a reason now to come back, other than just to check out a new update, or if they, like, you know, added in a new car from DLC or something. It seems pretty fair with the microtransactions and the fact that you can still buy cars in the season pass and whatnot. So I'm happy with that. They just had a Lancer, which was exclusive to the Summit. So if you didn't get Platinum in the Summit, you can't get the Lancer. I assume that'll come at a later time for you to be able to buy or win again. But, you know, that'll be later on. So, you know, people who got Platinum in the Summit, you know, they can feel good about themselves. And, you know, drive around that Lancer with pride and be like, you know, they got Platinum. Yeah, I'd give this game a 7.5. There's still things it could be better with. There are things it does well, and there are steps back from the Crew one. So I can't say this is a great game. It's almost there. Needs a few things to make it a great game. But it is a very good game. It's not a shit game. It's not a bad game. It's a very good game. It's a very good racing game. Driving game. Whatever. It's not the greatest racing game. It's not an amazing racing game. But it's almost great. It's almost a great racing game. Just a few things could make it a lot better. A few small things would make the game, you know, a lot better. And some of those things were in the Crew one. So I don't understand why they're not in this game. I really don't. I really don't. And even something they had in this game before, the nighttime, they took out. So, again, now that's in the same game. So, We'll see, but right now, 7.5. If you're on PS4 or actually, I guess if you're on PS4, this is and you only want one driving game, I'd say get this one. You get everything. You get your off-road, you get your street racing, you get your hypercars, you get boats and planes on top of that, you get good graphics, you get the most track you can find, you get an RPG system to last, and you have the live summit. The graphics aren't better than Drive Club though. The handling and the world. I don't know about the handling, but the world isn't better. Like it isn't more lively and lived in as Forza Horizon. The events are regular events. There's nothing special about them. Only the 4 or 5 main events are special, and those are only special because you switch vehicle classes mid-race. That's the only reason why they're special, and it's only used 4 or 5 times. So really lackluster in terms of that, in those terms. The photo mode's decent. That's a good photo mode. The fact that you can rewind time to take your photos and stuff, that's really good. That's really useful. So I'd say it's one of the better photo modes out there. Yeah, but the world's kind of dead in terms of like what you see going on and stuff. Not much really going on. Like I don't know. It'd be really cool to see an NPC racer like getting chased by the cops randomly and shit. You know what I mean? To make the world feel more lived in, or to just start a free drive race and be driving around and you see an accident, or just to make it feel more lively and different and dynamic. But yeah, 7.5. I'd give it a 7.5. Not an 8, but it's better than a 7. It's an overall pretty good fucking driving game. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a pretty good driving game that has a bit of everything. And does it pretty well. Not the greatest, but pretty well. Jack of all trades, I guess. Yeah, and its best feature is having all of this in a one persistent MMO-ish, world, where everyone can participate in it or whatever. But give us more things to do in the open world. Give us more reason to party up and do things. Have more events going on. Fix the nighttime. Fix the headlights. Put in the free drive races. Let us matchmake into them. Yeah. Yeah. Because this game, honestly, can be the racing game. It could be the racing game that, like, where every type of person who's into racing games, doesn't matter what type of racing game, off-road, on-road, simulation, arcade, whatever, this game could support everyone in every way. It's there. It has a structure to do it. And even in PvP, I remember the Crew one, you had PvP events that weren't just racing. It would be like, yeah, everyone just scramble to this spot, and then scramble to this spot, and scramble to this spot, and whoever gets there first gets the most points, or whoever stays in the circle the longest gets the most points. So you'd have people smacking each other out and shit. Just be creative. You had some of it, and maybe it's in the PvP now, but everyone just votes for racing, or maybe I just didn't matchmake into the right thing. But I don't know. And the whole garage system, like, that kind of took a... I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, instead of the garage, like, give me a garage, and then just give me some open big fucking runway to just line up all my cars and stuff, if I really want to show them off. And have that instance so other people can drive in and just look at it. But, yeah. Anyways, that's the Crew 2. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can come up with. 7.5. As it is right now. Before, when it came out, I'd give it like a 6. Or like a... maybe a 5.5. but it'd be like a 6. Because it was missing a decent amount of things. Nighttime is really good though. But, yeah. Crew 2. Keep updating it, make it better. It has the potential. It's an overall, it's not my favorite racing game, but it easily could be my favorite racing game. It's there. It could do it easily. It could do it very easily. And you have F1 cars and shit in this, like, oh my god. I don't mean my McLaren F1, but I mean like Formula 1. But see, some cars, they sound cool. Other cars, they don't sound like they should, so I don't know, it's weird. But, you know, and the interiors are pretty nice for what they can do and stuff. And yeah, this interior is white because I changed the color of the interior, so, you know, good customization. So yeah, 7.5, man. And if I had to get really technical, I'd give it like a 7.9. Yeah, so 7.5. The Crew 2.